episode 2. This your girl Kenny. Unfiltered frustration.
Let's get it.
It's your boy Brandon.
This your boy Emil.
All right, we jumping right into it. What's going on with these men in a relationship? They don't know what they want. They confused. Help me out.
What you mean?
Confused about what?
What they want in a relationship. They say one thing and it's totally different.
You gotta give me an example,
I was
baby
about
girl.
to say, break that down a little bit.
The same. Okay, going for the girl y'all really want. Like, y'all have this quote unquote in my ideal girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Now, when you say want, though, like, what kind of want are we talking about? See, like, even the explanation, you got to dig deeper there, too.
okay.
Are we just kicking it, or we just fucking?
I mean, when you kicking it with a girl, I'm pretty sure at least to.
Not every time.
Oh nah, it's differences over there.
Yeah.
There's mad differences.
If we kicking it, we just kicking it. Ain't
Okay,
nothing,
so
no
once
titles
you
behind that.
once you go through the dating phase, you have your 3 or 5 girls, cause I'm not sure the number for each his own,
We don't got
and
no
you
5
narrow
girls.
it down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't got no 5 girls. Stop making us look bad. We ain't got no 5 girls.
I mean,
about one.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
single, you got a lot of options.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, once you narrow it down to the girl that you like and y'all doing the dating, and then you make her your girl, and the stuff.
So,
What happened? And then, this is the girl that you chose. You want her to be, you're all in all. Y'all got some years in.
Mhm.
And then you asking for something different. I don't understand it.
I mean, it
Like,
could be
you want a
couple
yes
things.
girl. You say you want a girl that's all for you. You want a yes girl. You want the girl to cater to you. She doing that.
I mean, it could also be off of like, what's happening, like like the energies he's getting. So, like for instance, if a guy is saying he want those things, but you're doing it like in a way that is not how he see fit or what's attractive to him, or
And he not communicating that how you fix it.
if you're the one that is noticing that, are you putting that out there? Like, are you, if he's not, if you know that they're not communicating certain things, or a certain person isn't giving you what you need to, I guess, please them in a sense, why won't you address that or bring it to the table? Like, hey, like, is there, like, what's going on with us? Like, what is, like, communicate that too. Like, you can't just wait for that person to communicate and then
No.
they're supposed to know what you mean by.
No, what if that person don't communicate and you peeping certain things, you seeing certain things, you getting the feel. So you, since you see it, you bring it to that person's attention, and it's like talking to a wall. Cause the point of communicating is for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
You saying something and they respond back to you. If you're not getting that, what you do?
I mean, if you're not getting it, are you just like leaving it at that, or are you trying to communicate that there's no communication, or there needs to be better communication?
Right. I'm doing. That person could be going down every avenue to try and understand that person better, and it's not working. So what does that person do? Cause I'm asking from a female to a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I understand nobody could read minds. Okay, so since nobody could read minds, and I'm bringing something up that bothering you, why not say that? Or why not say something changed? Like, yeah, I thought I was looking for this. In reality, this is real. I really want. Like, communicate that. I think it's important in a relationship because I'm going to communicate that. I'm going to speak. I'm an advocate for myself. What I like, what I don't like. So I feel like a male should do the same, especially if we pass kind of the dating phase.
Right.
We should be comfortable enough to talk to each other.
I think I think for those situations, it's more so that some guys feel like when they're in a relationship with a female, and to go back to what you said about if you pick that one girl and you want to deal with her, I think some guys think that we're very blunt and very direct. So like sometimes when we say things, it may come off in a bad manner, or sometimes women do take what we say and just make their own assumption off the story of what we're saying, and it's like, that's not what I meant. So sometimes for some of us guys, we just don't even say nothing because it's just kind of like, all right, one, it could come up, it becomes an argument. Two, it becomes something that you took out of the conversation and made it your own thing. Now we arguing a whole different topic, and it's like, what? That's not what I said. So for the better of the relationship, I kind of just don't say anything, because it's really not that big of a deal to like have that conversation, because it's not like affecting my relationship to the T. But I know with time going by, sometimes your relationship,
to your knowledge, how you view it, because if I'm bringing it to your attention, then obviously it's the problem, and I'm noticing something.
If you bringing it to my attention,
right,
about
you could do something and not know. Actions speak louder than words.
Correct.
So you could be doing something and not even know you doing it. So now that is my, approach to now let you know, like, hey,
you doing this.
You doing this.
Correct.
You probably don't notice, but you doing X, Y, and Z. And right. I remember you told me blah, blah, so help me out. So I think it's a difference between arguing and trying to understand something, understand a person, how they thought process.
I mean, if y'all are not talking about those different trigger points that, like, okay, when you do this bothers me, or this makes me feel like that, or things like that, then
you're never gonna know.
You're never gonna know. So if there's something that you're doing that not you, but or a woman is doing, and a dude is like, or have expressed at times or multiple times, like, hey, I don't like when you do this. When you like, I'm cool with you approaching me with what you're trying to approach me with as far as the conversation.
Right.
But how you're approaching me, makes me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And if every time that you're approaching, I keep saying you're, but
I get you.
A woman is approaching a man in that way, it's going to be like, all right, cool. Like eventually, it's going to be like, all right, well, I always get in an argument of trying to explain why I'm feeling a certain way, and then that turns into an argument about why I'm explaining I'm feeling a certain way. Mm-hmm. And if you're not receptive to that, and you just do the same thing over and over again, eventually it's gonna be like, all right, cool. They're gonna shut down, and then they're gonna start doing their own thing, and then that energy between y'all is going to be shifting, because it's like, okay, this ain't the same energy I used to get. Why is that? Mm-hmm. And now you're confused because he explained it to you and you wasn't receptive to it the first time. So at that point, it's like, all right, I'm not going to keep repeating myself.
Okay, so let's bring it back. What if you dealing with someone, a female, and she have similarities of a dude, or how she take things? You don't have a female that's going to have to be kicking and crying. She really going to talk to you, and she can receive what you're saying, but you're not receiving what she's saying. And it's clear as day. I mean, so then like, what in that situation?
Yeah.
Because I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to, it's understanding your thought process and how we can move forward. Because if I can tell you something, vice versa. If he could tell me something, your dude could tell you something, you can receive it. But when you go to tell him something, he can't receive it. That's going to always be a problem.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it. So how do you move past that? Because y'all both feel how y'all feel. And and you're entitled to express that. I don't feel like someone should tell you, oh, don't say it like this or don't do that. You can't tell me how to feel.
Yeah, but you have to know who you're dealing with too. Like, it's if you can have two people in front of you, and one and you can say the same thing, but if you say, if I know, like, my man's right here, I could talk to him however I want to talk, and he's going to receive what I'm saying based off of exactly what I'm saying, not how I'm saying it. And then you got this other person over here that only perceive things how people say stuff, not what they're saying. So they're going to react differently to what you just said. You just said the same thing to both, but they're going to react different because this person, you don't know what triggers that, what upbringing, or how people talk to them growing up, to where it's like, ain't nobody about to talk to me like that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for example, for me, like it was a time like being transparent. You know what I'm saying? When I was it was like 8th, 9th grade or whatever like that. A dude, somebody walked up behind me, put me in like a chokehold and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like embarrassing at the time, you know what I'm saying, until you know what I'm saying, I wanted to react, but there was circumstances that caused me not to react, you know what I'm saying, them having things that I didn't have, you know what I'm saying, so at that point it was just like, all right, cool, I'm not going to allow that to happen ever again, you know what I'm saying, because of how it made me felt. Whether that person at that time, he had a, you know what I'm saying, I found out when I was trying to do something about what just happened to me, he had a gun. Him and his homie had a gun or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool, I felt back. But that throughout life, when I was younger, made me feel away. So it was like, all right, cool, I'm not taking shorts from nobody no more. Like, it's going to, you know what I'm saying, even though I was, you know what I'm saying, it was from behind, but again, for me mentally, it was like, okay, boom, like, anything happen, fuck with, you know what I'm saying, if that nigga got a gun, he just gonna have a gun next time. Like, I'm not taking shorts because I didn't like how that made me felt. So translating that to what we was talking about, if that person, if a guy's mother or whatever, because a mother to me is like, it what's the word I'm looking for? It their words kind of
It's set the tone.
Attack a man different than, you know what I'm saying? So like, and that could leave a bad impression on a guy when it comes to women growing up. So he gets in a relationship later and all he knows is a woman talking to him crazy. Now he finds a woman that he loves, and months go by, years go by, where y'all get more comfortable with each other to talk to people how you normally would talk to them, as opposed to when you first meet that woman or lady. You know what I'm saying? Because at the beginning of every relationship is always the good times. So so once that other stuff start happening, it's like, oh damn, this ain't the woman I met. She's starting to talk to me like my mom. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And it starts triggering certain things. And I ain't saying that's for every case, but if that's something, if a woman is communicating, or if a man's communicating something to a woman, and I feel like a lot of those things, that could be a scenario where that will be in play. Like, okay, they're not receiving that a certain way because something that could be
a trauma,
trauma that from the past that just caused them not to receive that in a good way. So you have to know who you're talking to. So if you're if you're noticing that, like, yo, every time, or I come how I come, or your person is like, or someone's a person that's like, oh, I'm gonna approach things how I approach things. People need to receive it how I'm saying it. Then, and you always get backlash from that. Then why not look at yourself and be like, okay, boom, let me approach it like this and see if something changed. Now, if you get the same reaction, go back to how the fuck you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you have to try to attack something differently before you say that something's a problem.
Okay, so that's why I asked why men don't know what they want, because when you get in a relationship, I'm pretty sure these are the questions y'all go over these things, like what you look for, what you like in a woman, and vice versa, correct? So if they saying, oh, I want a woman that's respect herself, she know how to, she know what to say and what not to say, and she do all those things, and then later down the line, it's still like kind of disrespect, or you belittling that person. So that female now convert back to what she know, because she tried it your way. She tried to cater to what you want and you say you looking for.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but it's almost like what you said last time, in the last episode, which is when you came in a and I'm not saying this is you, but when you came in your relationship, you didn't care for marriage, but as you got more into the relationship, he made you see that you wanted marriage, or you seeked it, or that's something that you wanted to do. So I'm bringing that to say, like, a man can say what he thinks he wants in a relationship and not fully understand that that's not what he wants in a relationship. It's just an assumption, because sometimes you dealt with bad hands and you be like, I kind of want this type of chick, or this type of chick, I want her to do this. But then when you get that, you realize that I really don't want those qualities in a chick, because it just don't correspond with how I am personally. So I thought I did. So when I spoke to you when we first got together, this is the requirements I was asking for. But then when you changed and you gave me those things, I realized that I really don't like all of that stuff. I could take some of it, but not all of it. So then you change. But I think it's the same thing with women. Sometimes you be like, oh, I need a man to do this, that, and the third. But then when he do it, it's like, I don't really want you to do all of this, but I want you to do some of it. So it's just, it becomes confusing for the person who's receiving that message. Like, yo, I need you to do this, and then you do it, and then, no, I need you to kind of do this. But in reality, I just feel like you kind of adjust. When you go into something, you kind of see what it is, and then you think that's what you want, and when you get it, you be like, nah, that's not really what I want. And I just feel like that's the way it is with anything. If you never had it, you feel like that's what you want, but then when you get it, you be like, nah, I really don't want it.
So once you notice that this is something that, okay, yeah, I told you this in the beginning, but it's somewhere down the line they change, communicate that. See, and I'm going to put myself in play. I'm a person, I like to understand. I don't want to argue. I want to understand your thought process, how you view things, your point of view. That's what I want to understand, because I want to know how to better make what we have work. So because I'm that type of person, I'm always thinking, I'm going to always come to you and ask you questions. I want to always have that dialogue where we could sit down at the table and talk, or be laid up in the bed. So if I'm that type of person, and that's when I'm seeking answers, but you're the type of person where you just take it all in and don't give out, that's a problem for me. Because I don't know what to fix. Like, I'm telling you, oh, I want you to fix this, and I want you to fix that, or do this, blah, 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 but you're not giving me nothing. I don't know. It's confusing.
Do you think that it's possible for somebody to just, like, don't mind certain negatives that you bring to the table and just need you to adjust certain things about yourself so we can move forward? Like, I don't, like, let's just say anybody. I may not like that you're very dominant, but I could deal with that kind of situation. But I really don't like how you talk to me.
That's good.
I can't deal with you talking to me a certain way, because I'm a man, and I don't want my female talking to me like as if we're equal as far as male and male, or you know what I'm saying? Like, play the female role a little bit. Like, be submissive, be kind and all that. Now, as far as with the finances, I don't mind you being a breadwinner, long as you're not trying to come back home and be like, motherfucker, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Then it becomes a little fickle. But other than that, I just feel like certain things can change. But I'm not gonna bitch about everything for you to change, because I fell in love with the person that I fell in love with. So I don't want you to completely change.
Right.
Completely.
So I'm speaking on behalf of the women that are a bit different, because I consider myself not your average woman.
Okay.
So since I'm not your average woman, I'm not doing certain things in a relationship, or certain things that will upset a female does not upset me. So, okay. So, for example, my main thing is we're human. We human beings. So since we human beings, stuff happen naturally. So since stuff happen naturally, when it presents itself, you have to know how to handle it. So say you do like somebody, or they not gonna come out and tell you that, of course. Or you find out they texting somebody or messaging on Messenger or whatever. An average girl gonna be wilding like, oh, this is what you doing, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I want to understand. Okay, you like this person, why you like that person? Like, what
I mean, I feel like all women eventually want to understand why you did it. They just approach it differently. So are you saying that you just approach it calmly? Like,
yeah, I'm very calm. I'm open to like, oh, okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, so since if that's what I'm very calm with my approach on it. And then I want to, okay, so once I'm calm and I approach you with it, and you tell me whatever you tell me now, okay, where we going? This somebody that you want to explore with? Like, that's the case, let me know. Don't jip me of my right to
make the decision
something.
that
make a decision that, because okay, so if that's what you want to do, you human. By all means, I'm gonna respect it more that you telling me like, you know what, I'm sorry it came out like this, I was liking her, this and third. Baby boy, go do you.
Do you in the sense of like, y'all still be together and he can go pursue that because he has interest in that at the moment, or like go do you like we done go do you.
Yeah, go
Because
explore that.
I feel like explore that. That's what I'm saying. Like explore that, and like y'all gonna be done. Go explore.
Now
that.
it depends on the relationship. If y'all in a space where you comfortable with, okay, I'm gonna be here and let him go explore that, see how it was, and he could come back. Then it depends on how you could take that. But for me, go ahead and explore that, see how that work out, and if what we had was okay, because then we talking about. I'm speaking off of my years in. Like, I got 10 years in my relationship, so I'm going off of, I'm not talking about no fresh relationship, like, oh, y'all talking. I'm talking about when you got experience. Like,
So
you've
what do
been
you
with this
do?
person solid.
Like, what do you do while he's exploring?
If that's the case.
female?
If that's the case.
No, I'm saying if anybody's.
All right, so I'm a fall back and
So
let
you
just go ahead.
You
Yeah, I'm a
just
fall
don't
back.
date anybody or you talk to anybody. You just wait till he makes his decision.
You might as well stay with him while he do it.
Not because I don't know what's in the cards for me.
Yeah, but
Because now
that's
I'm
what
free.
I'm saying.
Because now I'm quote unquote.
So are y'all both single now?
Yeah, we would be both single.
So if he decided he wanted to get back with you and you started talking to somebody else because you're entertaining your rights, how does that work? So you just stop talking to the dude that you're.
If it's not solid, yeah. And if I really still feel how I feel for you, and it was like, okay, how I felt at that moment,
I
and
think
in
y'all
that
should
space.
just break up at that point.
Why?
If you want him to go explore something, then y'all should just break up.
He curious.
If you
So you
if
not
you're
have
that
to be with me and be curious.
if you're that curious, you might as well just break up. Because if you
also have to look into why he was doing it
in the
on
first
the
place,
side. On the first place as well, but on the side, I feel like normally when that happens, the dude, they're probably with somebody like, yo, I want to be with this woman, but I didn't get that out of me yet. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't fully. I
Okay,
thought that,
so go ahead and get that out of you, baby.
but I mean, I'm just saying. I'm talking about the reason, the point of why he was doing it on the side. With, you know what I'm saying? Because like if it was that easy, or if that was something y'all talked about in the beginning of, you tell me when that happens and he's doing it, then okay. But if that conversation wasn't had and you feel that way, but that conversation was never had, so he don't know when, oh, this other chick I got interest in, let me go talk to her so I can go pursue this. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that by finding that out. So if he was to, like, if he would have had told you that from jump, it wouldn't be no issue. It'd just be a fair mutual, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying, on your behalf, as opposed to somebody else who might wild out. Like, why are you talking to?
I answer that question because I was just saying how I'm not your average girl versus how I would react to something if I was to find out something that an average, female would react to. Now, because now we talking about me because I'm how I am the way I am. This is a conversation I had from the jump.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be open with you, vice versa. Like, if I find someone that I'm interested into, and then it also goes back to how you knowing your person and how they will receive it. So it's like not dumbing down certain things, but it's certain words that you're going to have to look for and choose in order for them to get where you coming from. So that's a comment. Like, for me, it was like, oh, okay, if you ever have interest in someone else or you feel the need, just let me know so I can make the decision on if I want to do that or not. But just let me know so I could tell you. My decision, depending on where we at in that stage, I would tell you, okay, I'm okay with it or I'm not okay with it. So I told you that in the beginning. So for me to find it like, oh, why are you hiding? It's like, what you hiding for?
I got a problem with this.
Why?
Because I feel like whether a man or a female is seeking something else from somebody else, there's a lack of something in the household for me to do that.
Not necessarily.
So if I'm doing all of that, then why am I coming back to you saying, oh, well, I like this other female at my job because of blah, 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 blah. The only reason why I like her is because she makes me feel a certain type of way. She responds to me a certain type of way. She gives me this, that, and the third. This is why I like her.
So I'm not your it girl.
I'm not.
Because I can't do that.
I just feel like
I'm not doing that. So since I'm not able to do that for you, why not pursue someone else?
But that's what I'm saying. So why we got to do all of that? Pursue her. Just break up.
That is breaking up if you're pursuing the next person.
I'm saying, like, it shouldn't even be like a behind the back door, you getting caught stuff. Just break up.
But that's how I found out. I found out, like, in general, because it's not what's going on with me. Let me make that clear. But in general, I'm saying if that's the case, I'm saying how I would handle a situation.
Right.
Go ahead and do you, because clearly I'm not the girl for you.
Right.
And then you can, because before you go ahead and jump the gun like that, we can talk about this, and it's room for improvement. Because then you could tell me, well, I don't like this, that, and third, and I could turn around and tell you, well, hey, I don't like this, that, and the third too. It's not no one-way street in a relationship. It's a two-way.
Nah, for sure. But
I'm not going out and seeking something. That's what I'm saying is communication, because I'm going to communicate with you. I'm going to communicate that with you, like, hey, I don't like this, that, and the third. I don't like any avenue of our relationship, whether it's the bed, whether it's me and you talking and we having a disagreement, or when it come to the children, because if we have that many years in, I'm talking about experience relationship. If you have that many years in, then it's nothing but room, space, and opportunity to talk. It's nothing about talking to the person that you've been solid with.
But if the talking is not getting anywhere, then
what's the point?
So we could talk all day until our face turn blue, but if you're not understanding where I'm coming from and I don't see no natural change, or vice versa, then the talking part and the communicating part doesn't work at all. Now, if you're open enough to having a counselor or a therapist or a mutual friend or family member to come into your relationship and have like a neutral standpoint from the conversation, then that makes sense. But if I truly love the hell out of you and you're the person I want to be with, but my communication with you is just you're not receiving what I'm saying, sometimes I may seek something else to pick up that slack that you're giving me. All right, so you're not making me happy in certain assets. So this girl over here does it. I'm not trying to take her and make her mess up my relationship, but I'm happy in 100% of whatever it is. So when I come home, I'm a different person for you. And I ain't saying it's right for anybody, but I'm just saying like that's how I feel most men think. It's that 80-20 rule where it's just like, I want to be 100%, but you're giving me 80% of you, so I got the 20% over here. So when I come back home, I feel complete. Like I don't need you to play that part. And I mean, it sounds fucked up, but I'm just saying like that's just how it is sometimes. Like I don't want to let you go because I truly love the fuck out of you.
And you just naturally feel vibes. Like if I walk in the house and you've been in the house brewing on something that I pissed you off, you know, that's something that I did that made you mad or whatever, and I walk in the house, I'm gonna feel that naturally. We're human, so like a person can say like, oh yeah, I'm not mad, but if you fucking mad at me, I'm gonna feel like you feel that.
Feel
the energy.
Of
feel
course,
that.
Of course.
So if they walk in a house like that, especially with your significant other, at least I know I do.
Nah,
like
for
my
sure.
girl could say
That's
she
a
mad
fact.
until she fucking purple. I'm going to know when you're like, I know when you're mad. I seen you at your happiest, and I know that's not where you're at right now. Like you're not gonna tell me that you're not mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for that fucking cap to explode so I can finally find out why you're mad. Because normally, initially, when a guy be like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Nothing. That's like the first thing, and then second is something's gonna come out, and that typically in my experiences or from what I hear from people I speak with is like it's not something that makes sense. And then once you start expound on what don't make sense, then the truth comes out. It's like, oh well, really it's because, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why the fuck wasn't that said from the jump?
No, dude. Like, why wasn't said from the jump? Why you feel like if you see somebody's being open with you, that's open space to be open back to that person.
No, I feel you, and if that's how you feeling, cool. But I'm just speaking on like, cause you was like, why aren't they communicating that? But like, I would just give an example of like, boom, from a guy's perspective. I walk in the house and feel that from my woman. That right there is gonna, for one, I'm probably not gonna say something. I'm gonna ask you, and then if you say okay, and some like,
okay.
I'm good. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna take that on face value, and I'm just gonna act like you good now. And then that's probably gonna piss you off because I see you, but I know you not because I asked you and you chose to say you was good. that's the game that be played.
It's not a game. You probably don't want. It's not a game. You probably don't.
That's definitely a game. I'm
saying, I'm thinking in general, that person probably don't want to deal with that thing right then and there, because when you upset and you feeling.
So you could communicate that.
So
like
you
what
can't
you said. You said you could say something's bothering me, but I don't feel like talking about it right now.
Yeah, because the question.
But what if that person want to talk about it? So they like, all right.
But I already told you I don't feel like talking about it right. You asked me the question, I gave you the answer.
Yeah.
Babe, what's wrong with you? I'm upset about something right now. I don't want to talk about it right now, but we will talk. But right now, just not a right now is not a right time for that conversation.
So now
if the person, I mean, I'm the one that's annoyed.
Are you annoyed with me though?
You will know once I come down to have the conversation.
That's like
because if I know me and I know I'm going to,
it's going to be an argument.
Right now I'm pissed and I'm going to it's not everything I say is not going to come out how it should for you to
and
understand
you may say
what I'm
things
saying.
that you don't want to
say. Exactly. So right now, I'm letting you know something's bothering me, but I'm gonna holler at you when I cool the fuck down. Or some dudes are just like going to cut and just be quiet and go to themselves until they calm down. And then like that, typically sometimes I won't even lie, I do that. You know what I'm saying?
I do the same thing.
I'll come back and be like,
okay, because I thought you were trying to make it like that's just what a girl do.
No. I'm saying I do that.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, like I'll be like, all right, cool. And then like when I calm down, I'll go to my girl and be like, yo, my fault, but this is what was bothering me and shit. You know what I'm saying? To where I can talk at a level head, because if I'm at that point, anything she says is going to trigger me because I'm already pissed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
so you just want to. So what you're saying is you want the girl to acknowledge, like if you come in the house and you're like, babe, something wrong, because you can sit.
Female or male,
yeah. You want the significant other to say yes, but I don't want to speak at the moment. Right. That's better than just saying no and
because
then trying to visit it later.
You know your spouse better than they know them. Well, not saying better than they know themselves, but if I go in the house and I see my lady messed up, I know the energy around here.
Yeah.
I know you bothered by something. What's wrong? Nothing. And now, as me being the protector and the guy that's in your life, I'm gonna be like, yo, you trying to play me. What the fuck is wrong with you? So that me keep asking you is gonna aggravate the shit out of you now, because now I'm asking you. But you could have just simply just said, and I do it. I do that myself, so I know that happens, because my lady asked me what's wrong, and I'm like, nothing.
Right.
But I know if I do say I don't feel like talking about it, I feel like she still wants to talk about it. So I just say like, yeah, nah, it's nothing. But then when I cool down, I kind of have that conversation like, yo, I was bothered by my father or this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But I don't want to talk about it
now, I'm not speaking for
because
all females,
anything you can say
but I think that's the
me.
sense. Like for me, when I get upset, because I don't like to argue, I shut down. So I'm upset. You feel I'm upset. You know I'm upset. So for me, that's like you're poking at me when you saying, "Are you upset?" What kind of question is that? Am I upset?
No.
You know I'm upset. You know, if you know you've been with a
thing that's making you feel what I'm feeling. Like
no. I'm not talking about no female thing.
No,
you know, me and you just went through. I'm want to be specific. Like, you know that me and you, we was in the middle of a conversation. You did something to trigger me to get upset. So now I'm on shutdown mode. Like, I'm dead in everything. I don't want to talk like I'm good at this moment. You know that. I'm not about to like in the middle of me being upset and still trying to communicate with you. No, I'm upset right now. Give me my space. I don't want you to follow me. I don't want you to do none of that. I want to go do this by myself, to get up out of here, process what's going on, and then revisit it. But you don't want to do that. You want to talk about it right now. How you going to force me to talk about something right now?
Because that falls under communication, like we talked about from the
No, because I'm telling you I'm upset. So you know when my girl get upset, she shut down.
I understand that, but you still need to communicate that. I can't read your mind. And that's it. I'm just saying, I can't read your mind. So I'm asking you so I have clarity. Okay, boom, something's wrong. Yes. Like we just said, like, hey, I'm not in the right place to talk about it right now. Give me a few. I'm gonna come to you when I'm ready. Or hey, give me 20 minutes. We could talk about it. Or something. I just need to cool down. You know what I'm saying? I need a second to myself so I can collect my thoughts. It's communicating. Even if you gotta get it out. Yo, leave me alone. Like give me a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like however you get it out, you need to communicate that, because if I come ask you that, you're now, like I said before, I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling something. I feel like like something's wrong with you. So let me clarify that, because I'm not gonna go off assumption. You might just genuinely, like I said, if I come at you, if I don't say something, I can go in there and be like, oh shit, if something wrong, let me just avoid her. Now you gonna be mad at that I'm avoiding you. Like, damn, I know you see I'm fucking mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then when I ask you, it's like,
nah. See, that's where I'm different at. I'm not gonna feel like you avoiding me. Let me have my space.
he don't know that though.
How you?
And I'm not saying he hasn't somebody else. I'm saying he has that man
okay.
don't know that. Like, I'm just saying.
I can't fully think that
I feel
me
like
not
that's
coming
hard.
to you is not going to at least have something in your mind thinking like, all right,
Okay,
well, at least
knows,
he cares.
Yeah, he knows that. He feels that.
Even if you don't like it in that time frame, like me just coming up to you acknowledging something may be enough for you to think that I give a fuck.
Yeah, like.
But if I be like, oh, all right, she mad, I might just do me. You might be like, damn, motherfucker, you ain't even call me, you ain't checking me, you ain't ask if I was
Yeah, like if I come in the house and just, I come in the house from work, I'll be like, oh shit, she got attitude, shower, and then I'm back outside in the car. I ain't even say nothing to you because I peeped you mad. Then you gonna be, that's a second argument based off on top of what you was already mad at. Now it's like, motherfucker, why you come in the house and just didn't say shit to me? Because I noticed you was mad. So now it's like, I'm damned if I do, if I damned if I don't. If I say something to communicate, to acknowledge that something's bothering you, and then you brush that off, it's like, all right, fuck it. But then when I be like, all right, next time I'm gonna let her have a space, then it's gonna be like, motherfucker, you don't see me?
You don't give a fuck.
And it's like, damn, like I gave a fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm mine.
I feel like that happened. No, I feel like that happened when you're dealing with a confused person. Like for me, I know me, and if I have years in with you, I know how to handle you.
Now, how do you feel like you're not the confused person? Because you said that and stood on that. I'm just asking. Like, I'm asking. I don't know.
Because I'm telling you, because in most cases, and my dude have told me this, like, oh, you want somebody to chase you. If I get upset and I shut down, let me have my space. That I mean that. I don't want you to chase me. I'm dead ass serious. Let me have my moment and my space to myself, and if that's what you want, I'm gonna respect that and do the same in return.
But that goes back to what I just said, though, and not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I'm saying, if that goes back to what I just said, if I come in the house and just go change and then leave because I noticed you got attitude, you just was like, yeah, that's going to start another argument because I didn't acknowledge you. So now that's me chasing you. You want me to say something to you because you mad, but you're not going to say something if I ask you. That's me. I'm chasing you now. And it's like, yo, you should be communicating. Yo, babe, something's bothering me. I shouldn't have to come to you and ask you something's wrong.
You said you came and I laughed because I agree with you. Like, yeah, most females do that. I'm saying, what I said was if we was in a car, that's what I said. If we was in a car and we in the middle of a conversation,
mm-hmm.
and you said something that rubbed me the wrong way to trigger me to get upset, okay. I shut down. That's what I said.
Okay.
I'm not going off of what you talking about.
Copy. I'm listening.
I don't know exactly what words I said to trigger you. Yeah, we having a conversation, but I don't know exactly what made you feel that way. Because in my mind, I'm just like, oh, we just having a conversation.
We
could be having a deep conversation, but I didn't get mad at anything that was said in the car.
But I could feel me getting upset, so I'm shutting the whole conversation.
Yeah, so
down.
now
so I'm telling you.
So you want the dude to just sit there and keep driving and don't say nothing?
Yeah.
Nah, whoa. As a dude, as a man,
he could listen to his mute. You can put on your music.
As a man, I'm going to look at my lady.
No, not the man. I'm shutting down the conversation. I don't want to no longer participate, but I don't longer want to participate in this conversation.
Yeah,
so
but that's
But if you started the conversation and you're supposed to be like, I'm done now. Now you're controlling when I talk to you and when I don't. Again,
that's too. Now y'all looking. That's crazy. I'm not looking at it like that.
You asking? I'm telling you. Like that's your control. You telling me. So you started the conversation. I didn't like
something you said. I don't like to argue. No.
Let's make a scenario.
I don't like what you just said to me, and I don't want to argue.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. What is there else to say? I'm just gonna sit there and listen to you.
Now,
I don't have no feedback.
Now, just go based off what you said. The conversation, the car conversation.
Mm-hmm. We having a car conversation.
Was you the one that started the conversation? Did you ask the conversation? You started what y'all started talking about, right? You initiated the conversation, correct? Or no?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
We was in the car, baby.
We was in the car. We was talking. I'm just giving a scenario. Like we was having a conversation. I'm not remembering right now who started it.
Nah, well, the reason I'm saying that because if you started the conversation
and then I stopped,
and then you stopped it, like, okay, now I didn't want to have this conversation, so
you didn't want. So I started
no, I'm saying
the
like,
conversation.
normally tough topics, most dudes don't really want to have that conversation in certain moments. But if you want to have it, let's have it. And then now that I'm having it, and then I say something that you started this conversation, so now I say something you don't want to hear. It's like, all right, done. I'm done. Fuck it, I'm done. And it's like, what the fuck? I didn't want to talk in the first place, and now you're gonna tell me you done. Now I'm riled up. So now you're gonna hear what I got to say. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm done. How do you think that makes the other person feel?
Can hear
Fuck
what you
man
gotta
or woman.
say. I'm just
how do you make that?
Respond.
You gonna get all this shit.
Yeah, like how do you make that? How do you think
Fuck
the other
that.
person? I'm
You
not
make
just
me
thinking,
feel this way, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this
You
shit?
feel what I'm
Fuck
saying?
out of
Like
here.
it's like, cause now you know what I'm saying. Like, you can't just.
So you continue a conversation is something you know that significant other do not like to argue.
Yeah, but if you don't like to argue,
you having a decent conversation, like, oh, okay, it's a decent tone, like.
but it goes back to what you said.
You saying what you gotta say, and then someone say something, so you just be like, I don't want to entertain this conversation right now because I could feel myself.
It goes back to what you said though.
Go ahead.
Like, if you have communication with somebody, male or female, you know what things trigger that conversation with that person that you're having the conversation.
Yep.
So if you know, like, let's say me, I'm having a conversation with my lady, and I want to have this tough conversation, but I know there's a possibility of this conversation veering off because I know how she responds to shit that I talk about on a regular, but I have it anyway. And then when she starts to feel a certain way, now I'm feeling a certain way. Now I don't want to talk about it anymore. Yeah. It's like, what was the point if you're not going to want to try to hear the whole thing?
No, because when we was having a conversation and we was at a decent level, once you said what you said, it's like, I wasn't trying to go there. I thought we was on the same page. But now we went off the page, and now us going off the page, we veering from what we was talking about. Like, I thought we was like, all right, we understanding something. We getting to see each other point of view. And then you said something. It's like, hold up. You just
fuck that because I feel attacked. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about. I don't want to talk. I got Jeezy bumping on in here.
You know what I'm saying?
I got
all
Cole
our lives
rocking
in our hand. I'm trying to make sure this
you
nigga
talking about
in the
some
third
shit.
lane swerving.
Oh my
You
goodness.
talking about some shit I ain't did 2 weeks ago. Yo, motherfucker, you ain't take out the garbage. The garbage was stinking like a motherfucker.
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
Like, what, bitch? What the
You
fuck
left
you
2 cups on the table. What the fuck? I just cleaned up. And it's like,
What
the fuck? We just left Neverland. Like, we just had hella fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just left fucking SeaWorld. Like, now you want to talk about this? Like,
I honestly do. Like, even in my relationship, I honestly think that there's always a time for conversation. And I feel like, and I'm not going to just specify females. I think males and females sometimes pick the wrong time to have conversation.
Yeah.
That with that introduction of the conversation in that particular time, I'm already high. Like, now you just put me to 100 because it's like, yo, we just left the water park and you want to talk about some chick that texted my phone last night?
I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, why you couldn't wait till the kids was asleep? We got home and we settled down, and now we have.
Now you just put my
but
you just put my emotions through a roller coaster. We was just laughing,
just
holding
chilling.
hands. We went up the roller coaster and then up, boom, like, and it's like, God damn, I was my stomach. I wasn't ready for that.
This
like,
shit came
you know
left field.
I didn't prepare for the impact.
Yeah, like now you know what I'm saying.
And now you mad that I'm mad that you brought it up at the wrong time, but you want to clarify
Not
what's going on with
because I
you.
feel like when you in the car, y'all had them conversations, or you in a house.
I just think it's
be
perfect
vibing.
timing. I've had conversations where, like, I went to work at 11 o'clock at night, and it was like 11:30, and my lady would be like, "Oh, well, I wanted to talk about this, and this," and I'd be like,
What?
Yeah.
"Yo, man, I was just with you for like 6
This is
hours
the 20.
at the crib.
This is the 23rd hour of the day, and you chose this one when I left.
I'm at work, and you trying to talk
I deal
about
with heavy
this
machinery.
right now."
That's crazy.
Like, right now, this is the time you thought that it was the perfect time to have this conversation?
And dead serious.
Oh, facts.
So, with you trying to have that conversation at this particular time, I'm already on 10. I could, maybe if you would have asked me earlier, it would have been a better conversation. But since you're asking me and I'm not even thinking about nothing of this sort, it changes everything. Like, yo, Ma, you wait till I'm about to go to work to ask me about
now
a
you
chick.
upset off of that.
Now I'm upset because it's like, yo, you just wasted mad time and space where we could have just had a real civilized conversation.
Yeah.
Ask me this right now.
Mm-hmm. I feel like women ask setup questions. Like they'll ask you something that's
You like somebody else?
yeah, they be
Nah, I
like,
don't
what,
like
like out
nobody
of nowhere, it just be like what the,
So what about that bitch on your Facebook?
yeah,
What
like
the
the
fuck?
fuck, like the fuck what just happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? You throw you all the way off. And then I feel like that's the goal though. It's like, let me fuck his head up so he can say something that he not trying to say. Like, and then it's like, why are you playing them games? Like, so now that causes a conflict because now the dude is like, what the fuck type shit she on? And you on attack mode. So now you throwing questions left and right. And he like, God damn, like, what the
Fuck she talking about?
yeah, yo, like we just left the movies like that. You just said the movie was good. Like that wasn't even that type of movie. This was an action movie. You just went straight into a drama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not even what we seen in you on that type of time. Like
We just watched Shrek 3.
yeah. And you on love don't cost a thing. Like, God damn.
Yeah, that
Shit crazy. Thin line between love and hate action. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Nah, that's crazy.
I think it's just
I
like
feel like when
ultimately.
you- oh,
I
go
just think it's women and men is just they just raised and built different. So that communication part is just the hardest thing to really like understand. Like men think a certain way, and most men think the same, and women feel like they know how men think.
Yeah.
And men sometimes feel like they know how women think. But like with y'all, it'd be so hard because y'all be so like changing on how y'all feel sometimes, and it's just like, and I ain't trying to knock
disagree on
anyone.
how I feel like I feel like men they know how their woman thinks, but when they I feel like when they try to approach the woman based off what they know, and it could be something that a woman is like if your woman is always like, I don't know, if I do this is going to make her happy. Like, you know the things that make your woman happy, you know the things that make her mad. And then it's like if you do those things at the, I guess not at the wrong time, like, I don't know, like at the wrong time for a woman, it's like those things that normally would make her happy, if it's the wrong moment, it's like that don't make you happy anymore. But it's like, this is what, you know what I'm saying? Like,
normally make you happy, so why change that?
yeah, like it's like that normally would make you happy. Like I don't know, like I just feel like it's hard with a woman, so I don't feel like men know what women initially are thinking all the time. Like, but I feel like women do think they know what a man is thinking, and that's where
I didn't say we knew what would they.
Nah, I
was
don't.
I said women think they know what men are thinking, and men sometimes think they know what women are thinking.
Yeah, and I said I don't think that. Well, okay, I heard that wrong. My fault.
I just feel like sometimes women just change the idea of what they want, or sometimes they see a friend. Like, I hate the whole idea of women talking to women about man issues. That to me does not make sense because most women don't really know how men function or go about things. So they just feel like, oh, let me ask my homegirl. And she may have a horrible experience with men, and she's just feeding you all negativity.
Can't keep a man, none of that.
So
stuff.
okay, for me.
But like men, I just feel like men just think how men think, period, and how my woman should go about things. But it's like I said, it's just a weird dynamic. I think women need to get more in tune to what men think, and men need to get a little more in tune to what women think.
Yeah, I like that because I think sometimes
That's why I
not
think bigger brothers and sisters is like key, because you can get in the mindset of a woman outside of like.
Yeah, I feel
dealing
like
with
it also plays a part in the man too, because if you only have females to go off of, it could be a little rough.
But that's if I'm got females to go off of, that's what I know. If that's who I'm dating, then that's the only thing I could go off of.
It's a little rough because you saying you want a female to stay in the female lane, correct?
Correct. Because
Okay.
you're a female, you're not a male.
Okay, so it's the same thing for a female. Like, I will want you to stay in that lane to kind of control that. Like, it can't be two females in a relationship when it comes to certain things. Because now I know how you are. I got to dumb stuff down. Like, I can't act like that because you won't act like that. So it's like,
But
what?
I feel like
That's too much.
Upbringing and your surrounding also changes that dynamic. So like if I'm a male and I was raised by a lot of females and I got nothing but sisters and I'm like a mama's boy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have, like, sad to say, I'm gonna have some type of female tendencies because that's what I was raised up under. Now if you had nothing but men and boys around you, you're gonna start to act like those. You gonna have those tendencies, like, yeah, yo, boom. Like, I seen nothing but dudes around me my whole life and strong grown men. So that's just how I know how to. Man, let me get shit done, cause that's what I saw my whole life.
Right.
If I seen females and they're a little emotional and reserved and this is what I know. You can't, just because I'm a male don't makes me a male by all standards. Like, I'm a male, obviously, and I'm a hold shit down, but how I go about my emotions, I may be more on a feminist side because that's what I know.
And if that other person is willing to accept that, you gotta accept that other person growing up with a vice versa background. So you is a dude, but you kind of tapped into your feelings, and she is a female, but she more of an aggressive female. I feel like you should take her how she is the same way you want her to take you how you is.
So so you're saying if the shoe is on the other foot and the woman is not as aggressive and
No, the woman is
no, I know, I get
okay.
that. I'm saying, but I'm saying like I'm flipping the table. So like if it's the other way around and the woman isn't as aggressive and the dude's the one being aggressive, that's okay too. Like they're supposed to accept each other for that as well.
When you in a relationship, right? And you dating, don't you accept that person for who they are, they flaws and all?
Mm-hmm.
So if one party is doing that and the other person not always, oh, you doing this and I don't like how you doing that and this really upset me and really bothered me, then what you with me for? Then that's become the question, like, what you with me for? Because I could do the same thing.
Wasn't showed throughout the whole relationship.
I could do the same thing. But what if this the only argument y'all have is about you pointing out my flaws when I could do the same? Because look, when you point, you got fingers pointing back at you, baby boy.
I mean, that's fine.
So I choose not to. I could do it. I could do it, but I'm not doing it because it's like, well, I'm doing that for because you the person that I decide to be with. So for me, it creates a major problem. Yeah. A major problem.
I mean, I feel you.
Because if you got all this negative against me, what you with me for? It's nothing to be like, this not working.
They
love you.
They love you.
But it's but so much I can take. It's but so much.
You want them to love you how you want them to love you, or you want them to love you how?
I want you to love me equal. I want you to love me equally, the same way I'm loving you.
But
love me
loving
back.
You how he know how.
Always picking out my flaws and the negative.
When you're in a relationship, you're supposed to better the other person. You're supposed to help better the other person. It's gonna be things that my girl see in me that I don't see, and vice versa. So it's up to me. It's just the same as something concrete. If I walk up to my girl and there's something on her cheek, when am I not supposed to point that out, that flaw out? Like, I'm using that as an example as the flaw, but it's like, if I see something wrong, why not point it out? Or something that's bothering me. You're with me. You're not out here. I would hope that a woman is not out here getting their hair done so other dudes can say, oh, that's cute, and you can feel googly inside. Like, you're supposed to be doing all those things for me.
And myself.
So if you're okay, yourself too, but I'm just saying, if there's something that you're doing for yourself and I don't excuse me, and I don't particularly like it, I should be able to voice that, and it shouldn't be looked at as a flaw. It should be looked at as like, that's bothering me. Like, it's
but this is who I am. If that's who the person, what? Okay, now, so this is the same thing when you was attracted to that other person.
I fell in love with the potential.
Mm-hmm. That's solid. Like,
okay,
I was gonna
so
comment, but that's
once you say that's what I fell in love with the potential, and you see like, this ain't working, and you done got years in, kids,
or
done
that
started
dude could
a
just
family.
simply had seen something that he seen in you when y'all first met
that you didn't see in yourself.
Like, you could you could first meet a dude and a woman could first meet, start dating, and they're like spontaneous. They do a lot of things. They fucking spontaneous with everything: sex, adventures, traveling, everything. And then like kids come along, life goes on, and then y'all just get more boring. And then like it's like that one person in the relationship, whether it's the man or the woman, is like trying to keep up with what y'all was doing, and then the other person is like, my I'm changing, my body's changing, I'm getting older, like you know what I'm saying, like, and it's like. What the fuck? Like this is what we was doing before is what caused me, what attracted me to you, and now you're doing that is pushing me away from you because that right there, I didn't know I needed that, but I needed that, and that drew me into you. And now that you're taking that away from me, it's like it's sucking the life out of me because now what you're turning into isn't what attracted me, and it's okay to grow and evolve, but you still. That's what you did to fucking get me. Like it's like don't get me that way and then change it once you got me. Once you got my heart locked in onto you, it's like all right, let me walk around with this bonnet all the time now. And I never used to see you with a bonnet all the time. Like it's like now I see you with a goddamn bonnet and you took your goddamn outside face off and now I'm looking at like
it's a stranger
like, all the time and it's like yo like okay cool like and I learned to love that. But if you're not going to do the little things that keep me around, then I'm not about to deal with all the rest either.
Facts.
So that little thing without power.
The little things for most dudes is they want to come home and they don't want to be nagged at. They don't want to come home and I'm dealing with the outside world. I'm dealing with my boss that I have to most people be like, I don't like I'm not kissing ass, but in a way any job you ever get, you're kissing ass because you have to perform at a certain degree that you probably won't perform in your personal life or on a regular. So you have to kiss ass a little bit at work. You have to walk on eggshells around out in the world, just being a fucking guy out in the world because you never know what the fuck gonna happen. And then I come home and you're fucking nagging at me about something that's so fucking irrelevant of what I just went through in life. That's that right there, right? There's not too many dudes that wants to fucking deal with that. It's just not. And women don't see it like that. They see it as like, oh, well, it's me. You don't care about me. You don't want to talk about this. You don't care. It's like, motherfucker, I just walked in the door to you. How don't I care about you? That's not looked at. But then if I went to this other chick house and I got caught over there, it's like, why are you over there? Because I keep telling you I don't want to walk into this and you're just like have it hell bent for me to keep walking into this shit. I don't want to walk into this. You want to talk, but then you want to scream when you say, oh, let's sit down and talk. Okay, cool. I sit down and talk with you and you start fucking screaming. Why the fuck do you want, like, who wants to deal with that?
You think I want to deal with that every day?
Every now and again, okay, cool. Like, she want to get some shit off her chest. She want to vent. All right, I'm going to let that slide. But every fucking day? No, nobody wants to deal with that. Like, and then that dude might be, it depends on where they at in life, too. That dude could be fucked up in the head if he's not working at the moment. Not working fucks with a dude. They might not admit it or they might not say it out loud verbally, but that fucks with them a little bit. It's like, damn, like, or if there's situations where the dude's just not, he might be working, but not where he wants to be in life. That's fucking with them on top of everyday society and life. And then I got to come home where it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be my peace. I'm supposed to be coming home, which is supposed to be the safest place next to a church where I would go. And I got to come deal with something. I didn't deal with this at work. I want to go back to work now. I'm about to go work overtime. Fuck it.
That's why niggas be staying at work.
And then women be like, oh, well, it's a bitch at work? No, you the bitch, and I'm about to go to work to at least make money.
He said you.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
Facts,
I'm at least get something out of this.
Not all females.
I don't want to be there, but I'm at least make money. Like, if I gotta be home or there, and either one I want to be at because you're nagging, and I just don't want to be working for somebody, I'ma go make money if I'm gonna be aggravated anyway. Fuck it. My man's up the street might be like, yo, you just pissed me off and I need to go get some air anyway. My man's just texting me like, yo, or I text my man's, yo, what you doing? I'm bored. Shit. He's single, but he's like, yo, I'm with some bitches. Like, I'm chilling right now. You know what I'm saying? Me and little John, we over here with 4 bitches. It's 2-to-1 ratio. Oh, word, count me in. I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and then now you looking at, you find out, you looking at me like, oh, you wanted to go talk with some bitches? No, I wanted to talk to you and you didn't want to. So now I need to go let some steam off. I went and go smiled in a few faces. Now I'm home and now I can talk to you.
Shout out to the strip clubs, gentlemen's clubs.
That too.
That's why a lot of dudes go there. Sometimes they be out there telling their whole personal life.
Yep, you talk to these strippers, they be, hey, dude, old head come in here, he give me $700 just to talk to him.
Fact.
I had a stripper tell me that before. just to talk to him, not going to back get a lap dance. She ain't had to do no freaky shit. That nigga just wanted to come there to have somebody to talk to him.
Shout out to the strippers out there,
that
man.
He's willing to pay $700 to this beautiful lady just to fucking talk to him. Because to the wife who he married, who's the most beautiful person, I'm pretty sure if you ask him in his eyes, is being being nagging, not being a queen at the moment. You're supposed to be my queen, and now you acting like the other motherfuckers that I didn't make a serious relationship with. I chose you. I'm here with you. I come home to you. I get into bed with you every day.
You acting like Love and Hip Hop chicks.
Like, and it's
but not every female is the same. Like, I feel you coming from something personal, but
nah, it's not. I'm just saying that's just life.
I'm not doing all that.
He agreed. That's just from you. You asked from a man. That's from a man's perspective. That's how it is.
Sometimes
and I feel like sometimes with women, they try to channel that. It's like, oh, it's a little personal. No, that's how dudes look at it. And you can line up with fucking 10 dudes. You might have that one Russell Wilson that's going to be like, nah, I want to put my jacket down over the puddle so she can walk over it. But not every dude is going to do that. Most dudes be suckers when it comes to. Most dudes is going to say and do what they got to do to get a woman. And that's not necessarily just to have sex, but just to get a woman. Like, oh, I feel like I'm not that most handsomest dude. So if this woman comes to me and she's like, oh, my man's doing this, my man's doing that, those are typically the dudes that women cheat with. Is the dude that's probably not less attractive, but he's saying and doing everything that you like to hear that you're saying you're not getting at home. You're telling him how to get you. Oh, this dude, my man at home, he's not doing this, that, and third. So now he done quit his job because he liked you that much. He found another job, and now he's sending you flowers because you mentioned to him a couple months ago that your man never do the little things. So now he's sending you flowers, and now your mom's wondering, who the fuck is this anonymous? Flowers keep coming to my job. You thinking it's your man. You ask your man, he probably playing it like, yeah, I sent you those. Yeah, what you talking about?
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now you all over the place now.
I feel, no, it's not all over the place. I feel like each female is different. And I feel like
that can't be the go-to, man. Not every female is different. Every female is the same with different personalities.
I disagree because
we can disagree. That's what makes us men and women.
Yeah, that's cool. Cause I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that extra stuff. I feel like it's vice versa. Like,
but what's extra
when you in a relationship and you got 10+ years, it like somewhere down the line y'all lose your way. Y'all gotta kind of find out where y'all gonna meet back up, figure it out, fix it. You got the kids, you got work, you got your own personal stuff going on, and trying to maintain what y'all got. It could become a lot. So if things happen if things happen in a relationship where y'all both on y'all A game, you doing 50, he doing 50, y'all doing what y'all gotta do to make things meet, and somebody, male or female, one of them come up short, and you got a family, so you gonna take care of the family, so you gonna go ahead and do what needs to be done. And in this case, it's a female. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick up the pieces without no questions, because this is my family. I know my family we gotta make it, and we get through that. And me going through that process, I never belittled you. I never said, oh, you less than a man. I never took from you. And then you get back on your feet. Sometime went on, we both doing good. Then we hit another bump in the road, and now I'm the one that lacking. Financially, I'm lacking or whatever. And you like, oh, you should be doing this and do that and blah, blah, blah. You feel like I'm not bringing to the table what you feel like I can. Make that a conversation. Don't be trying to point fingers, because when you was just down, I didn't do that to you.
Yeah.
So that becomes a problem for me. It's some females out here, and I'm one of them, that is okay with having a dude being in love with him and building with him through it all. It's chicks out there like that. Not nag. I want to be your best friend. I want to be cool. I want us to see the upside of life. I'm not with all that nagging, all this other extra stuff.
Sure.
I'm not trying to do that. You feel me? It's females out there like that, and I'm one of them. So when, like I said, the tables turn and I'm down, and now you like, oh, you not doing this and blah blah. But what happened when I was? I'm not playing victim.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just stating facts. Like, what happened when I was handling what you should have been handling?
I think.
Go ahead, bro.
I think with that conversation or that example, I think a lot of times in relationship, like when kids and relationship and finances and all that stuff, the two people who are in that relationship, they tend to forget that they came in all of this as two people, and they forget the relationship part. So then when the kids come in, it's like my attention goes to the kids and this, that, and the third. But it's like, nah, we could both be parents, but at the end of the day, I think our primary thing is to make sure that we are good, like 1 and 2. So even if you was taking a financial stance of like, all right, I'm gonna hold things down, it goes back to what you said before, like the communication. There should be like, all right, boo, like I'm holding it down financially. I'm gonna need you to do this for right now. But then when you get back on yours, we'll make the transition where I'll play this role and you'll play this role. But we still can't forget us within all of this of going on. So I think when y'all just kind of like, all right, I'm about to play this role, he plays this role, then and it kind of like it's not something that y'all just talk about. It's just something that you kind of feel like it should just kind of happen.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes confusing. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I didn't sign up to be a house dad. I didn't sign up to be a house mom. But, oh, well, you see me working 2-3 jobs. So, like, you didn't think that you should step up as a man or as a female? It's like, no, I didn't. Actually, this should have been something we spoke about as a union. Mm-hmm. Because I always feel like, with my relationship, I just feel like I tell her at the end of the day, like, me and you are going through this together. Like, whether we had kids or not, we're still doing this together. So everything has to be something that we speak on together. Yeah. Because once our kid gets older, if I didn't like you while we was parenting, it's going to be hard for me to love you when they decide to move out and go do their own life. Yep. So I just feel like most relationships need to just really structure their life based off of who they're dealing with, rather than just saying like, all right, well, I'm playing this role, so he better play this role, or she better play this role.
Because take the roles off. Forget the roles, forget the titles. Like, we in a relationship, this is what we doing. Nobody got to know what's going on in our household. And my dude, he's very private. Mm-hmm. And because of the love and the respect I have for him, and I know he that way, I'm not calling the girls like, oh, yeah, this is what happened. Oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that out of the respect I have for him, because even though he don't know I do it, I know I do it, and I know he don't like it. Right. So why am I doing it? For me, I'm not doing that. So that's an average girl would call her girls like, man, he done did that and blah, and that's where they get that information that they don't need. Oh, he out there cheating.
He a bitch ass motherfucker. He out there cheating with them hoes.
So in a sense, when you're in a relationship, you need to have that outlet. And if you don't have that outlet, you be lost in a sense. Because I gotta constantly always be on. I know how he feel, and I know how she feel, and I gotta tiptoe and then lose me in a sense. I disagree with that, but. Yeah. We definitely gonna continue this conversation. You gotta wrap things up.
No, I feel you. I mean, I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you. I mean, it's all situational. I mean, it all depends on circumstances. But I mean, what would you? So with everything that we was talking about, you can judge this question based off of what we was talking about. But if you could have a rewind button or a pause button on life, what would you choose?
A rewind button or pause button on life?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
It could be based on what we was talking about in general. But let me put it out. If you have the restart button, it restarts everything. So like right now, if you hit the restart button, you back to, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Smack in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Starting it over. You know what I'm saying? If you pause it, you pausing it right there and resume it when you unpause it. So which one would you rather choose?
I would rewind. And my reason of why I would rewind is
you don't get no memory, so you can't like rewind and be like, oh, I'm gonna just start over and I'm gonna know better now. It's like, nah.
I mean, I don't
wipe everything like the black like Men in Black.
I'm a pause.
I would rewind. And hope that I would do things a little different.
I feel you.
Because at the end of the day, when you go through life, you got options, you got decisions. So you either go here or you go there. Now, I think if I rewind and go back and I'm who I believe I am, I think that I would make certain decisions different moving forward that would make me a different person. Because if I pause, it's like I already dealt with what I dealt with. I'm pausing my situation, but what can I change? Because I can't really change nothing.
Yeah.
And if I restart,
I'm a pause because when I hit the rewind button or when I push play, I'm gonna be able to pick up where I left off. And in that pausing, when I pause, I was able probably to gather some new information, to know me, get some things figured out. And once I hit the play, I'm ready to move forward with the knowledge that I gathered in that time frame.
that's solid.
I'm gonna hit pause because for situations like when I go to the bank, I'm gonna hit pause and then take my own deposit. And then I'm gonna restart that bitch when I leave that motherfucker.
Unfiltered frustrations.
Yeah, I'm motherfucker frustrated to the motherfucker.
I'm gonna turn into a worker when I pause that bitch. I'm gonna get my deposit and get it. I'm gonna feel it slip out and everything.
This motherfucker crazy. That motherfucker crazy. Unfiltered frustration. You holla at your boy. Like, subscribe, follow. Tell your mother, your grandma, your cousin, your aunt, your uncles, all that.